Hey CrossFitters, welcome back. It's Coach Bob here, CrossFit Glen Burnie. And today in this video, we're going to be talking about how do you select the barbell weight that you should use in a workout. We provide some guidance and some coaching to help folks to pick out the right weights, but I want to share with you some of the thinking that goes behind how we select the right weights. Should we go heavier? Should we go lighter? This workout has a 65-pound or a 95-pound barbell. This one has 135 and a 95-pound barbell. This one has 225 and 155. What should I be using for the workout, Coach? So I'm going to give you some of the thoughts and tips that I have for selecting a barbell weight, as well as the things that I think about while I'm selecting the weight for a workout. So you want to stay tuned for this so that you can get all of this great information I'm going to share it with you right now. Let's go to the whiteboard where I've taken some notes. All right, so what we're going to look at here is how to select the best weight for your workouts. And one of the things that you really want to start with is your overall goals. And I outlined three big areas when we think about the goals. One is, I have competition goals, or perhaps I have a performance goal, or perhaps I have a health and a fitness goal. Now, I recognize that some of us have goals that kind of are obviously a little more fine grained, and or they may span a couple of these things, right? But if my goals are to compete, then I might be thinking about doing the workout differently than if I have health and fitness goals, for example, right? And if I'm looking for improving performance, and I love that competition aspect of it, and I want to see what I can do, then I'm going to be thinking about that barbell weight a little bit differently than if I have health and fitness goals. For that reason, that's the main reason why we provide three versions of the workout. So now you have three starting points that you can work with, right? So if you have competition goals, you have the compete track. If you have performance goals, then you have the train or training track. And if you have health and fitness goals, then you can use the health and the fitness or the sweat track as your starting point for the weight. But it doesn't really end there. That's just the beginning. So let me give you some more insight into how we could be thinking about the selecting the right barbell weight for a workout. The next big thing I like to think about is the overall workout intent. And during the workout briefing, the coach provides a lot of good guidance as far as the intent of the workout. He or she maybe provide some clues like, this is a weight on the barbell that you could do 10 repetitions without dropping the barbell, which would be completely different than if the guidance was, we want it to go heavy, or we want to go heavy, and it's going to be challenging to get 3 reps done, right? So that little bit of guidance can help us to understand a little bit more about what load we should use on the barbell. Now, when we look at workout intent, obviously there's lots of different kinds of workout. If the intent of the workout is primarily strength or designed to build strength, then we should be working at or around those maxes. And a lot of times when we see something at 80, 85%, 90, 95%, or 100%, or very heavy sets, then we're really looking at the intent of that workout being strength, right? So we're developing strength. Very close to that one, I'm going to skip skill for a second, is power. Now, power is a slightly different intent, where if we are too heavy on the barbell, 80, 85, 90%, 95%, then the barbell is going to slow down because it's so heavy, and we're going to actually not achieve our goals towards developing power. Percentages that are really cool for developing power are usually between 60% and 75%. Could be a little bit more, could be a little bit less, but in that sweet spot is where the body is going to maximize the amount of power. You can think about it, right? If it were too heavy, then it's really hard to move quickly with that barbell and to generate speed through the middle on our clean or our snatch. Skill if the workout intent is to develop skill, then we would be thinking about weights that are going to help us to develop the skill of the movement, right? We're going to be focusing on the positions, on the execution of the movement, the mechanics, and that's going to be the primary focus. And a lot of times the weight there, the percentages could be as low as 40% or as high as 65, 70, 75%. And, there usually tend to be on the moderate side, right, versus the heavier side, because we want to practice more and more repetitions versus only a few repetitions. If the weight were upwards of 85% or 90, then I'm not going to get a lot of practice time because I'm going to be using so much power and energy for those small number of reps that I'm going to be doing. And that's why something like an every minute on the minute, where we have 3 to 5 reps or something like that, where 30 to 50 repetitions, we're looking at something that's somewhere around 50, 55, 60% on the barbell, so we can get that practice time in there. Stamina is really all about the repetitions and being able to complete and develop muscular endurance. And so for that, if the weight were too heavy, then we would not be able to complete the required number of repetitions. The emphasis is probably going to be placed on the repetitions. It might be a big rep set like 20, 25, 30. The weight will vary depending on the number of repetitions, but the goal there is to hit the number of repetitions. Makes sense. Cardio endurance. So sometimes the workout is really designed, it includes a barbell in it, but it's a longer workout at a lower intensity. And for that reason, we want to be able to be generally pretty quick with the barbell. It's not the main focus of the workout, but it is completing work and effort. And so that for that reason, we want to be able to move generally pretty well with the barbell to get that stimulus, but that weight on the barbell is not the primary focus in that particular case. Speed. You may have a workout where we're really focused on sprinting, cycling through on the barbell very quickly, and the emphasis is going to be placed on the speed of the movement and with sufficient rest. So in that case, the barbell, it's probably going to be closer to the percentages I mentioned on power from 60 to 75%, but they really could be all over the map on the weights, and it's really more of a workout where the work and rest interval are very important, where the work interval is slow but short but fast, and the rest interval is long. Okay, next thing to consider here, moving on, is our current skill level and ability, right? So if I don't want to get into a 20-minute AMRAP where the load on the barbell is something that I either haven't done before or, it's so heavy that, maybe it's close to my PR. And so for that reason, the coach may be providing some guidance like 75% of your working max, something that you can do. If you came into the gym and you were able to do that, that weight consistently, you're looking at doing about 75% of that today. And again, we also mentioned that the coach may be providing guidance as something you can complete, 10 repetitions unbroken or 25 repetitions unbroken, right? So you want to think about your skill level and the ability as well, because you want to stay in and around your skill level and ability. But we're going to talk a little bit about why that may not always be the case, right? So if we're always hitting the target 10 times out of 10, there's opportunity for us to push a little bit more, to have a little bit more load on that barbell, so to speak. And we're going to talk about threshold training next. So let me go over here. I've got it all diagrammed for us. Okay, so I've got this diagram, and we're talking about the intensity in the workout, because a lot of times the workout has a desired intensity. And down on the bottom, I have the barbell weight graphed out here. And if the barbell weight is too light, okay, let's do an empty barbell, and we're going to do, a Grace, and it's just too light. I'm going to be able to complete those 30 repetitions of the clean and jerk pretty quickly but I'm going to miss the overall intensity or time domain for that particular workout. I'll finish it too soon, so there's missed opportunity. Let's go with a 155-pound barbell for me for Grace, and that's going to be something I'm going to struggle with. I will be able to do 155-pound clean and jerk, but 30 of them quickly to try to hit the time domain of like 5 minutes or less for Grace, it isn't going to happen. I'll probably only get, I don't know, maybe 8 repetitions done. So obviously I've missed the opportunity there. It might be intense for that one repetition, but I'm going to have to rest for a long time before I can get the next one. And when you look at the overall work that I've done, I've only done 8 reps versus the 30 that was prescribed. And so the overall intensity of that workout and the volume is low. So there's this sweet spot in the middle where you're going to be able to move generally pretty well, and you're going to be able to hit the desired intensity in the workout. Not too light, not too heavy. A little bit of Goldilocks in the middle. All right, so that really brings me to the point of threshold training. And threshold training is generally finding the right blend of speed and accuracy, and I added or load, right? So finding the right blend of weight on the barbell or the load and accuracy. And what that basically means is that we want to find a weight that we're able to hit the points of performance or hit the target probably 8 times out of 10. Does that mean that the clean and jerk, let's say that was the movement, no longer looks like a clean and jerk sometimes? Not really. We want the movements to be mechanically sound. But maybe the timing of receiving the bar on the shoulders is a little bit off. Maybe the elbows coming up and receiving the bar is a little bit slow, and that's what I mean by, hitting the target 8 times out of 10. So 8 times out of 10, it's what you feel is like, yeah, that was a pretty good rep. A couple times might miss the mark a little bit, but overall, we're mechanically sound. And we all, of course, always want to be safe too. And that's why it's important for us to, in the workouts, have those skill building sessions before the workout so we can test drive those loads and work on the mechanics of the movement while we're not also under the stress of the higher intensity of the workout. So the coach provides plenty of time and plenty of coaching for us to dial in those weights on the barbell before we actually get into the workout. So overall, what we're looking at doing is finding the best blend of speed and load on the barbell so that we can hit the target 8 times out of 10. And what that does for us overall is it makes helps us to get a sufficient amount of good practice and feedback into our mechanics of the movement, while also allowing for a few opportunities for us to be learning moments, right? So if on that rep, I needed to be a little faster and get under it a little bit more. Oh, on this rep, I didn't really get under the bar quickly enough. I need to move my feet faster and things like that. And so if we are always finding ourselves in the comfort zone where we're hitting the target 10 times out of 10 and every move is perfect, then we're missing the opportunity. Those learning moments are not going to be there and we're going to plateau. So we need to find the right blend of speed and accuracy. And overall, I hope this has been helpful to you so that you can also dial in your weights and get the best out of your training. And you know that the coaches are going to be with you all along the way. Hopefully it's also provided some insight into why we brief the workout we do, how we're covering the intent, how we're providing some guidance as far as picking out the load on the barbell, as well as providing time before the actual workout for us to practice on our skills and the mechanics of the movement when getting some great coaching. Thank you guys so much for checking in today. I'm looking forward to seeing you all in the gym soon. And bye now. Peace, 2020 style. I hope 2020 has been good to you so far. Looking forward to the spring. Get those bay doors open, get the sunshine in there and the fresh air. It's going to be so good. All right, guys, take care. Love you much. As always, bye now.